Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Nandamādhavam. So, Drig Drishya Viveka has been employed to find the nature of the self as consciousness. Consciousness itself is existence. And consciousness existence itself is free of sorrow, is full, is bliss. Now, karya-karana viveka, the differentiation between cause and effect is being undertaken to reveal the nature of the ultimate reality of the world. And that is what we are studying now. It started with Shaktir-dvayam hi mayaya. What is that verse number? Shaktir-dvayam. 13. Okay. That verse number 13. From there it begins. So far what has happened? We have understood the nature of the self. Now we have to understand the nature of the world. In other words, we have understood the nature of the Drig. Now we have to understand the nature of the Drishya. See, beauty of the thought flows. Drig is what? Sakshi, consciousness, sac-cid-ānandāh. Drishya is what? Drishya is the realm of the seen, the world. Now that is also going to be shown to be in truth Brahman. And therefore what will happen? The seeming dichotomy between the subject and the object ceases. And what will remain? Finally, ekameva advitiyam, or tatvamasi. The self and Brahman are not different. It is one homogeneous whole. This is what is finally going to come out. All right. So, now again to build the topic. Brahman has got the power of manifestation. Any consciousness has got the power of manifestation, to present something. So that power of manifestation is called as Maya. That Maya has got a twofold functional expression. One is called as Vikshepa Shakti, another is called as Avarana Shakti or Avriti Shakti. What does Vikshepa Shakti do? Project. What does Avarana Shakti do? Veil. Usually you will find in the order of mention, you will find Avriti Shakti coming first and then coming Vikshepa Shakti. That's how also it works, is it not? We don't first see the rope, then we project the snake. So it is only natural that Avarana Shakti comes first and Vikshepa Shakti comes next. First I do not know the pure consciousness, then I mistake the consciousness to be world. So first I do not know. Then what happens? I project. Not knowing, projecting. Not knowing is called avriti, avarana, veiling. Veiling power is supposed to cause that. Veiling power is said to be causing that. Actually, what is being explained is what is our experience is being explained. Our experience is what? We do not know ourselves, we see the world in front. So I do not know myself is caused by what? Avarana Shakti. Nobody has seen Avarana Shakti. But we can understand that there is a power which is causing that. Nobody has seen Vikshepa Shakti. But we see the world in front of us. Brahman appearing as a world. Therefore we say, what caused that? And then we say, that power which is causing that is called Vikshepa Shakti. That's it. Swamiji, if Avarana Shakti is coming first and Vikshepa Shakti is coming second, why did the author here put Vikshepa Shakti first and Avarana Shakti next? If you ask that question, why the author does this is that Avarana itself is twofold. Avarana itself is twofold. One is what is called as asattva. Please write it down. Huh? It's a little longer Sanskrit term. Asattva āpādaka āvaranam. Asattva āpādaka āvaranam. Correct? Can you tell me again? Asattva āpādaka āvaranam. And second is what? First, let me again tell again. Asattva āpādaka āvaranam. What is asattva? Asattva, not there. Absence. Is not there. Sattva is presence here. Asattva, not presence, meaning absence. Asattva āpādaka. Āpādaka means that which enables, causes. Avarana, that veiling. The veiling which causes absence. There is nothing called Brahman. That is asattva. Abhana is what? Next is abhana. Abhana āpādaka āvarana. Abhana āpādaka āvarana. Abhana means, bhana means shining. Abhana, not shining. Not shining means what? Not appearing. One is that I say it is not there. Next I say it doesn't appear. It is not there. I don't see. It's not there and I don't see. The rope is not there and I don't see the rope, what you are telling. The snake alone is there. So next is abhana, the absence of manifestation. Usually we only think of avarana as it's not there. We don't, it's not there. We forget also the second aspect of abhana. It does not shine. It does not manifest. It does not present itself. Now here Vidyaranyji in this text focuses upon the second avarana, abhana. The focus is on that. It is well known that we don't see the self and then we project the world. That's a well known thing. But avarana is another aspect. And that is what? The self is not there is one thing. Second is, the self doesn't appear. The self doesn't manifest. You are telling self, self, self. You are telling rope, rope, rope. But that rope is not seen. You are only telling consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. But it's not seen. The second aspect of it is not seen is enabled by abhana, apadaka, avarana. It's a big name for one thing to tell it doesn't appear. Even though you say we can't experience it. So in order to show this second aspect, here in this text you have vikshepa followed by avriti. We already saw. What did we already see? We saw this avriti has got a twofold function. One is within, another is outside. In the within, it prevents the appearance, it prevents the manifestation of the drik, of the consciousness. How does it prevent the manifestation of the consciousness? By veiling the difference between the seer and the seeing. It veils the difference. It veils the difference means what? It does not enable you to see that consciousness. Which consciousness? That consciousness which is the seer, the drig, the drashta. Why it veils? How it veils? It makes you think. It causes the identity of the drig and the drishya. What do you mean it causes the identity of the drig and the drishya? The jiva is drishya. And I am the witness of the jiva. But what has happened because of this avriti? These two have become one. So what has happened? The difference between the witness and the witnessed is gone. The difference between the witnesser, the sakshi, and the witnessed jiva is veiled. What do you mean the difference between the witnesser, consciousness, sakshi, and the witnessed jiva is veiled? The jiva is of the nature of jnata, karta, bhokta. Jnata, the knower. The jiva is the knower. And knowing the jiva is the doer. And the jiva is the enjoyer. So when I say I know, who's this I know here? The I know is a jiva. I illumine that I know. That I illumine that I know, that I is the sakshi. But when you say I know means what? I know and then I become happy and sad. It goes along with it. I illumine, I witness. That in that there is no happiness and sadness. There is no bhoktritva. I know, I want it, I hate it. And then what happens? I strive for it, I run away from it. All these things are happening at the level of the jiva. Janati, ichchati, yatate in Sanskrit. Janati, I know. Ichchati, I desire. Then I yatate, I put efforts for that. All these things are happening at the jiva. Now what is happening? I take myself to be the jiva. Finished. This is called as veiling the difference between the sakshi and the jiva. Or you may put it this way, that jnatritva, the knowership, the kartritva, the doership, and the bhoktritva, the enjoyership is superimposed upon the sakshi. You can also put it this way. Either you say, I take myself to be the jiva. This is called as veiling. Or you can say, the jiva's properties are put on me. Both mean the same finally. This is the veiling. Because of which what? That sakshi is hidden, abhana. Because so much of focus and identification has happened with the jiva that the sakshi is forgotten. Totally forgotten. The boss is forgotten. and everybody else are ruling the roost. There is some expression like that. Ruling the roost. The main is gone. Is not even considered to be there. Abhana. But when you by studying of Vedanta, by Drig Drishya Viveka, clearly understand, yes, there is a factor which illumines all these. That is Sakshi. That is me. Then what happens? This avriti is destroyed. Are you all walking with me? Yes? This is what we saw. We said this is Avriti Shakti has got a twofold action. One is within, another is outside. When I say within, what do I mean? The differentiation between the Drik and the Drishya is lost and they become identified. And second is what? The distinction between the Adhisthana consciousness and the superimposed world is forgotten. And then what is shining, what is radiant, what is evident, what appears is only the world. Here again, the substratum is lost. Are you seeing? This is called abhana. One is totally not seen. Srishti is what? Srishti is appearance of names and forms in that consciousness. Srishtir nama. What is Srishti? Brahma-rūpe. sac-cid-ānandāh vastuni abdhau penādivat. Nama-rūpa prasarana. It's a very important verse. What is creation? Creation is nothing but manifestation of names and forms in the substratum. Example, like how waves, foam, etc. appear in water. Ocean water. Ocean waters, you can say water, appear in H2O. This is called creation. Creation is a manifestation. Manifestation of what? What is created, what is not created? Water is not created. But what is created? Foam is created. Wave is created. And since it has got a particular form, in order that we can call it rightly and don't mix it with something else, we give it a name. Actually, name is not there. Form only is there. We give it a name. Is it not? So, here again what is there? There is something called substratum and there is something called manifestation. There is something called karana and something called karya. Karana is cause, karya is effect. Effect is creation. And here when we do karana karya viveka, we'll again be able to see that karana. We will see the karya as false and the karana to be true. We will see the wave to be false. We will see the water to be true. And we saw in the last session, what is the meaning of false and true? What is false and true? That which has got independent existence is true. That which has no independent existence is false. You take the water out of that wave. Can the wave present itself? No. That thing in Vedanta we give a term called mithya. So what is mithya? Mithya is what you see, but what you cannot show as having an independent, separate existence. Technical term for that. Mithya. Seen but no existence. No existence means what? No separate independent existence. No swatantra satta. Alright, so that's the verse we are going to start saying. Now, let's read verse number 18.
तथा sarga-brahmanosh bhedam āvritya tishthati ya shaktis tad-vashād brahma vikritatvena bhāsate तथा sarga-brahmanosh bhedam āvritya tishthati ya shaktis tad-vashād brahma vikritatvena bhāsate.
Tathā. See the first word? Tathā. So too. What does it mean so too? Just as. Just as where? Just as in the case of Drig and the Drishya, where the Drig is mixed up with the Drishya, where the witness consciousness is mixed up with the Jiva, and the Jiva's properties appear on me, the consciousness, in the same way. So you have Drig and Drishya. And here what is happening there? In the Drig and the Drishya is taken to be the Drig. And the Drishya's properties thus come upon the Drig. Is it not? Remember? In the same way. Sarga-brahmanosh. Sarga is creation. What is creation? Creation, srishti. What is creation? Name and form. Brahman. What is Brahman? Brahman is the substratum. Existence, consciousness, bliss, sac-cid-ānandāh. Sarga-brahmanosh, bhedam, the difference. One being the cause, another being the effect. One being satya, another being mithya. What is satya in sarga and brahma? Sarga is creation. What in between creation and Brahman, what is Satya? Brahman is Satya. What is Karana between Sarga and Brahman? Brahman. What is Karya? Sarga. Sarga means what? Srishti, creation. So between Brahman and creation, this difference of one being Satya, another being Mithya, one being Karana, another being Karya, that difference, bhedam, ya shakti āvritya tishthati. That shakti, that power which veils this. And tishthati means what? Veils this and remains as such. What do you mean veils this and remains as such? It not only veils for a moment, it keeps veiling. It keeps veiling means what? It keeps veiling the difference between Brahman and the world. What do you mean it keeps veiling the difference between Brahman and the world? We see only the world. We don't see Brahman. Brahman is very much there. Water is very much there. But we see only wave. Gold is very much there. But we see only ornament. Cotton is very much there. We see only cloth. Meaning our focus goes there and we are not focusing on the reality. Why it is happening? Because of this avriti shakti which veils. Tad-vashād, because of that, what happens? Brahman. What is Brahman? sac-cid-ānandāh. Brahman. Vikritatvena bhāsate. Vikritatvena bhāsate means what? Brahman appears as only names and forms. We don't see the pure sac-cid-ānandāh. We only see the names and forms. So that is called Brahman appears as names and forms. We see only the ornament. We have lost focus on the gold. We see only names and forms. Anybody sees Brahman? What do you see? You see Swami Advayananda sitting here. Hale and hearty, happy and joyful. You remember? Guruji was giving one example of Gurudev. Somebody asked Gurudev, what is that tree? That is consciousness appearing in a particular form which you call tree. Remember that anecdote? We see only tree, we don't see Brahman. There's a nice Tamil verse called Thirumandiram. Marattai maraitadu mamada yanai. Marathil maraindadu mamada yanai. Parattai maraitadu parmudal bodham. Parathil maraindadu parmudal bodham. Maram means wood. Yana means elephant. Father was a, what do you call, how do you give people who make carpenter, sculptor? Okay, both. He works on wood and he creates sculptures. The father had made a very, very big elephant, rowdy elephant, looking rowdy, elephant. So the father took his son to his, that place where he makes all those things, and then he showed, the child got so frightened and ran behind the father and caught hold of him and remained behind. Marattai maraitadu mamada yanai. That maram, that wood, is hidden by the elephant. The fellow only sees the elephant. We only see the world. If at all he had seen the wood, he would have congratulated his father. Wow, Appa, what a nice elephant you have made, he would have told. But he sees the elephant and forgets the wood. Same thing has happened for all of us. We never congratulate God. We only blame him continuously. Like this child. Papa, why did you bring me here? But then in knowledge what happens? Marathil maraindadu mamada yanai. In knowledge, in the wood, the elephant disappears. Parattai maraitadu parmudal bodham. Param means supreme. Parattai maraitadu. That supreme is hidden by what? Parmudal bodham. Panchamahabhuta, starting with earth. But in knowledge what happens? Parathil maraindadu parmudal bodham. In that infinite, the world disappears. And the infinite radiates, shines forth. This hiding is done by the Shakti. Āvriti Shakti. Brahma vikritatvena. Vikritatvena with vikārah. Names and forms only have vikārah. Forms only change. Is it not? Breaker becomes wave. Wave becomes foam. Foam becomes bubble. What changes? Only the form has changed. Never the water. Water remains as it is. Jayate, asti, vardate, viparinamate, abhakshiyate, vinashyati. All these 6 vikārahs belong to what? Not to the water. Water is always water. Whether it is bubble, or whether it is foam, or whether it is wave, whether it is breaker, it is H2O. But change, modification happens where? Only in name and form. Only Jagat has got change, not Brahman. But because of Āvriti Shakti, what happens? We think water itself has changed. Water is changeless. Water is not broken into waves. Water remains the same H2O, unbroken. H2 remains H2O wherever it is. Now, seeing the world, We think that only the world is. That is called as Brahma vikritatvena bhāsate. You have lost sight of the changeless reality. All right. But then when we do karana-karya-viveka, like how we are doing, what happens then? Next verse.
atrāpy āvriti-nāshena vibhāti brahma-sargayoh bhedas tayor vikārah syāt sarge-brahmani kvacit
Na brahmani kvachit
atrāpy āvriti-nāshena vibhāti brahma-sargayoh bhedas tayor vikārah syāt sarge-brahmani kvacit.
atrāpy. Here also. Here also means what? Just as how you did in Dṛg-Dṛśya-Viveka, here also. Just as how you did in Dṛg-Dṛśya-Viveka was, means what? Just as how when the Drig and the Drishya, when the witness consciousness and the jiva became one, then you did Drig Drishya Viveka, and then what happened? You understood that yes, there is a illumining consciousness behind the jiva. You realized yourself to be free of three. What are the three? Three. What are the three? In English, you can tell me first. I am not going forward if you don't tell. No worship, do worship, enjoy. Here, just as how when doing Drig Drishya Viveka, you understood that the no worship, nyatratva, the do worship, the kartratva, then the enjoyship, the bhoktratva, belongs to the jiva. I am but a pure witness in the same way. Here, what should you do? There, Drig Drishya Viveka. Here, what Viveka you should do? Karana-karya Viveka. The differentiation between the cause and the effect. What do you mean differentiation between cause and effect? The cause alone is true, the effect is false. That is called as differentiation between cause and effect. Just because you know this is water and this is wave, that is not differentiation between cause and effect. You must know water is the truth, wave is the appearance. That is called karana-karya Viveka. Swamiji, don't again ask me this question. What question? Why do you say wave is false? Why do you say wave is false? What, Swamiji? You are again asking that question. What is the answer to that? No independent existence. This you should put in your head and then tighten it with a bolt and keep it. What? Even if I wake you from sleep, I will not. But if I wake you from sleep and I ask you, what is the meaning of mithya in Vedanta? You must say, no independent existence. Then I'll give you a big hug. Okay? Right? So this is called as karana-karya Viveka. Karana is satya, karya is Viveka. Why? Karana is substratum, karya is but name and form. Name and form has no independent existence. So here also by karana-karya Viveka, atrāpy, āvriti-nāshena. Āvriti-nāshena, when you do Viveka, the power of avriti ceases. Power of avriti ceases means what? That there is a cause and there is an effect, this non-distinction which has happened. Whereby we see only the effect and not the cause. We see only the wave, not the water. Because the wave has taken our attention so much. Like how the elephant has taken the attention of that young boy so much that he forgot that there is wood. Now, There's such a lot of power on us. This Avriti Shakti has such a sway on us that we are only seeing the effect and not the cause. Yes, we see the world only. I'm looking at you always, but I don't see that you are Brahman appearing as this. Drishyate shruyate yat yat brahmanonyanna kinchana. Whatever you see, whatever you hear is only Brahman. But we only see what we see, we only hear what we hear, but never see that Brahman. But then when you do karya-karana viveka, you know this is water, this is wave, wave is appearing on water, water is true, water doesn't modify, wave only changes, wave has got birth, wave has got death, but water remains birthless, deathless. When you do that avriti, with that karana karya viveka, and that veiling power ends, what happens? Brahma-sargayoh bhedah vibhāti. Vibhāti, vispashtam bhati. Very clearly you see water, wave. Like how a goldsmith very clearly sees gold ornament. We may be carried away by the beauty of the ornament, but a goldsmith never. He only gives you money according to the weight of the gold. You may say it is your grandmother's ornament. Antique dealer may look at that. But a goldsmith, pure fellow, he will look only at gold. Because he clearly sees the distinction between gold and ornament. Name and form, substratum. And then what do you understand? Tayor, between Brahma and Sarga, between them, Brahman and Srishti, vikārah syāt, sarge. Sarge eva vikārah syāt. In sarga alone, in creation alone, there is vikārah. Vikārah means what? The 6 vikārahs. The 6 vikārahs which go to name and form. When it rises, you say jayate. When it rises and exists, we say asti. Then it grows, we say vardate. Then when it grows and it becomes a kind of change, viparinamati. And then when it starts falling down, you say apakshiyate. And when it totally comes down, you say vinashyate. These are all only with names and forms. When it rises big, and you say breaker. Then it becomes small, you say wave. When it becomes foam, then you say foam. Then you say bubble. Never you say water. Water has remained changeless. The property of H2O has not changed in all these modifications. All modifications are in sarga. Now brahmani kochit, never in that pure water, never in that pure sac-cid-ānandāh. You start experiencing sac-cid-ānandāh. Now the world has got our head so much that we have forgotten sac-cid-ānandāh. Now you start experiencing that difference. This is sac-cid-ānandāh, this is name and form. Very clearly. You can do that by this karya-karana viveka, applying it fully. But Swamiji, how to do that? Karya-karana viveka, and see Brahman very clearly. How to do that? And how to see Brahman and the world separately like this, and then you say all these vikārahs are only in name and form and not in Brahman. How to see the difference between Brahman and the world? Next 2 verses. Okay, but let's first read verse number 20.
Asti bhāti priyam rūpam nāma-chetyam amsha-pancakam ādya-trayam brahma-rūpam jagad-rūpam tato-dvayam अस्ति भाति प्रियं रूपं नाम चेत्यंश-pancakam ādya-trayam brahma-rūpam jagad-rūpam tato-dvayam.
Let's read this verse once more. It's a beautiful verse, very important verse, one of the most significant verses in Vedantic literature.
अस्ति भाति प्रियं रूपं नाम चेत्यंश-pancakam ādya-trayam brahma-rūpam jagad-rūpam tato-dvayam.
All right. So, Brahman, world. Is it that? Gold, ornament. Water, wave. What belongs to in this okay, let's look like this. When you say wave, what belongs to wave and what is water? So we say H2O is water, the form and the name belongs to wave. Yes? Now take for example necklace. What is there in this? There is gold and then you have a form with a name, necklace. So there is clearly something which is truth, something which is appearance. Now take the world, any object you take. What is Brahman in that object? And what is world in that object? Object has got Brahman content and world content. So can we differentiate Brahman content and world content? Is it possible? Yes. Yes, not that you should heat it up and then that which comes up on top and that which stays in the bottom. That is chemistry, physics experiments. Mentally you can do this. Mentally you can say this is Brahman aspect and this is world aspect. If only we can do this, we can see Brahman everywhere. If we can do this. How to do it? Look. Asti, bhati, priyam, rūpam, nama, cha, iti, amsha-pancakam. Any object has got 5 amshas. 5 aspects. Any object, 5 aspects are there. And in these 5 aspects, the first 3 is Brahman. And the last 2 is world. Okay, only 2-3 things are there in my table. So again I am taking my kerchief. This object of the world. In this there is Brahman aspect and in this world aspect. 2 things are there. What is Brahman aspect in this? Brahman aspect exists. Asti. Don't you feel that is existing? Anybody feels it is non-existing? Exists. Exists. Anything exists. 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 Anything you take, you see it as existing. Sat-pratyaya kinnu vihaya santam sad-darshan. Everything you see with sat-pratyaya exists. Even nothing we see it as existing. What is there in my hand? Plate. Now what is there in my hand? Nothing. Nothing you are seeing as existing. Everything is existing. When you go to a particular place and room or something or hall or something and then you come and report, no one is there, you are saying. Why can't you say no one not there? No one is there. Everything we see as existing. Asti. So this kerchief exists. that existence is Brahman. See? So I see you. You exist. That existence is Brahman. That's very core to you. If that existence is gone, you won't be there. There's no question of you being discussed as existing or non-existing. You just gone. Asat exists. And this existence also is manifesting as presence. Bhāti. It exists and it exhibits its presence. See, what is the word I use? It exhibits its presence. Bhāti. That is chit aspect. sac-cid-ānandāh is Brahman. So, asti bhāti. And then what? This is very, very dear to me. My kerchief. Yes, very carefully I picked out today and brought it. Priyam. This kerchief is very good. It's very soft. And if I put it on my nose, it really takes away everything perfectly. Very dear to me. Priyam. And this dearness aspect in it, this amsha, is also Brahman. Swamiji, what? This kerchief is dear to you. But I don't want this kerchief, Swamiji. What color is this, Swamiji? Is this a good color for a kerchief? What type? An object may be there which one person may like, but another person may not like. That is a different matter. But there's likability in it. That's a different matter. But there's likability in it. Is it not? Somebody is not liking it does not mean there is no likability in it. In the same way, suppose I say somebody is liking it doesn't mean that there is likability in it. No, there is likability in every object of this world to some being or the other. That is why jnanis hate nothing and no one. We, because of our raga-dveshas, have a feeling of dislikability. But in jnana, everything is likable. Swamiji, I don't agree. Why you don't agree? Because Swamiji, even a jnani, if suppose he is asked, do you want coffee or tea, what will he say? Suppose he is a South Indian Mahatma, he will say coffee. Suppose he is a North Indian Mahatma, he will say tea, chai. So Swamiji, jnanis also have got likes and dislikes. Jnanis only have got apparent likes and dislikes. In their heart, they see themselves everywhere and they like everything. They like everything doesn't mean their mind should like everything. In their knowledge, they see oneness alone everywhere. Swamiji, your argument is not satisfactory. Why you are not satisfied with my argument? Because Swamiji, something we can like, something we can dislike. You can like something, you can dislike something, but the fact is that there is an inherent happiness in an object because of which alone it is giving happiness to somebody or the other. Think, it's a subtle point. Let me say it again. Because there is happiness in an object, only then this happiness is available to somebody or the other. Somebody or the other. If no happiness was there, nobody would have got happiness out of it. Swamiji's sulfuric acid, nobody likes. No. In sulfuric acid also, eating on sulfuric acid, there are some microorganisms. That is a food. What I want to say is that if there were no happiness in an object, that happiness would not have been available to anybody. So, asti bhati priyam. And then what is there? Rūpam, the form. And then for this rūpam, I give a nama. So in that way, there are 5 things here. One is it exists, asti. Second is bhati, prakashate. And third, priyam, premaspadam. 3 over. And then what is the next one? Rūpam, nama. In this way, every object has got 5 amshas, 5 facets, 5 aspects. All right. So, ādya-trayam brahma-rūpam. Ādya-trayam, the first 3. Now, what are the 5? Please tell me. Asti, bhati, priyam, rūpa, nama. Again, asti, bhati, priyam, nama. Priyam. Okay, once more. Asti. All of you are not telling. Some of you are looking at me like this. All of you. Priyam. In this 5, ādya-trayam brahma-rūpam. Asti, bhati, priya, brahma-rūpam. And then, jagad-rūpam tato-dvayam. What is jagad? Tathā-dvayam. Thereafter the next 2. And what is the next 2? Rūpam, nama. So in every object you can see Brahman, if you know this. How nice, no? Should you not thank? How nicely he is telling us. I usually said Brahman is everywhere. Existence is Brahman. But you see the author. Asti, bhati, priyam, rūpam, nama, cha, iti, amsha-pancakam, ādya-trayam brahma-rūpam, jagad-rūpam, tato-dvayam. Swamiji, you see, do you hear sound? But you don't see Rūpa. You're in Shabda. Shabda also is a kind of Rūpa. Rūpa does not mean form. Rūpa means Shabda, Sparsha, Rūpa, Rasa, Gandha. And all of them together can also become a particular object. Is it not? A flower. It has got a Rūpa. Of course, a flower has no Shabda. Rasa is there. Gandha is there. Sparsha is there. You see? So all these things are collectively given one name, Rūpa. Okay? All right. So Swamiji, very nice, very beautiful understanding, very good. Now the author says, look, this is uniformly present everywhere in the world. These five. Next verse. We go up to 545. Oh, yeah, 545, na? It's 445 now? 545.
kha-vāyv-agni-jalorvīshu deva-tiryan-narādishu abhinna sac-cid-ānandāh vidyate rūpa-nāmanī rūpa-nāmanī
Vidyate is there or vidyate is there? Vidyate should be there, na? It is dual. Please correct it if it is. Vidyate rūpa-nāmanī
vidyate rūpa-nāmanī
kha-vāyv-agni-jalorvīshu
deva-tiryan-narādishu abhinna sac-cid-ānandāh vidyate rūpa-nāmanī.
You all have studied Sandhis? Sandhi? Started. Okay. Now this first pada, kha-vāyv-agni-jalorvīshu. See if you can break the words. Kha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Urvi. 5 elements. Kha is Akasha. Kha. That kha, just kha is Akasha. Vayu. Vayu is well known. Air. Agni also is well known. Fire. Jala also is well known. Water. Urvi. Urvi is Prithvi. Earth. Meaning 5 elements. Space, air, fire, water, earth. In all of them. In all of them means what? In the 5 elements, you'll find all of them also have got asti, bhāti, priyam, nama, rūpa. Rūpa, nama. Not only that, these 5 elements alone become the bodies. Na? Deva-tiryan-narādishu. So one is bhuta, another is bhautika. We use these terms. Bhuta, bhautika. Have you heard bhuta, bhautika? Have you heard bhuta, bhautika? Yes, Swamiji, we have heard. When? Now. Bhuta, bhautika. Bhuta is element, bhautika is made from elements. Bhautika. And what is made from the elements? The bodies are made from elements. Deva, the Devata body. That is more predominance of Agni, fire element. Tiryang, Nara. Tiryang is what? Animal body. Tiryang. Tiryang means they're flat. The flat means what? Their head, their stomach, and what else? Head. The whole thing is flat. The vertebral column, everything is flat. Flat. Dogs, cats and all. Tiryang. Nara. Nara is human being. Human being bodies. That is also made up of the 5 elements. Adishu. Adishu means what? These are not the only bodies available in this cosmos. Every loka has got a different body. Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, Mahaha, Chanaha, Tapa, all the lokas are there, is it not? In each loka, the body of the beings there are different, but they are made up of 5 elements. Predominance may be more of this or that. as we have said a few times before, in this earth body, in this earth loka, earth is predominant in the bodies. Like that. All right. So Adishu means what? All the other bodies. Not only that, the lokas and then the objects in the world. In all of them. Note carefully. What changes? What does not change? What changes? What does not change? Now take these two objects. What is different in this? What is non-different in this? Asti, bhāti, priyam. Asti, bhāti, priyam. Same. Rūpa, different. Rūpa, different. Nama, different. What changes? What does not change? Asti, bhāti, priyam does not change. Nama, Rūpa alone changes. Meaning what? Brahman is the same. Name and form alone are different. Water is the same. Be it H2O is the same. Be it a breaker, be it a wave. What is breaker? A large wave is called a breaker. Still larger, it's terrible. Tsunami. A breaker. H2O is same in a breaker. H2O is same in a wave. H2O is same in a foam. H2O is same in the bubble. What has only changed? Name and form alone has changed. In the same way, sac-cid-ānandāh is same in all objects. Only nama-rūpa, bhidyate. What differs? Nama-rūpa alone differs. So between her sitting there and between him sitting there, what is different? Nama-rūpa only. A rūpa-nama is different. What is not changing? Asti bhāti priyam does not change. Now we have to train ourselves to see asti bhāti priyam. Give importance to that. That is called spiritual life. All this analysis is not to say list the number of elements of the periodic table and you put a chart. Purpose is not that. The purpose is what? To see this asti bhāti priyam always, to focus on that. So now today onwards, what we should do? Asti bhāti priyam focus. Deep focus. And nama-rūpa is what? Nama-rūpa is only appearance. Why nama-rūpa is appearance? Nama-rūpa is appearance because it doesn't have an independent existence. Don't forget that. Swatantra satta is not there. Is it not? Can you have a wave without water? No. Can you have something called wave without water? No. Water is base. You should not say, without wave there is no water. No. Without water there is no wave. You cannot say, without object there is no asti bhāti priya. Without asti bhāti priya there is no object. I can burn this kerchief. No, I don't want to. I can burn this kerchief. And then it can become ashes. Now what has changed? Nama-rūpa only changed. What has not changed? Asti bhāti priya has not changed. But Swamiji, that ashes, do you like it? I may not like it. There are other creatures who like it. Therefore, priya content is there. With my mind, I may not be able to experience that priya. But some other mind will be able to experience that priya. It is there, you see. Just because I can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. For example, I don't see all the bacteria and virus in my hands. But it is there. You see? With a microscope I can see. With a different mind, Priya can be experienced there also. If Priya was not there, nobody can experience that. That's the point. Why I'm saying all these things is that people many times wonder, Asti Bhati is there, but Priya, I don't think so. That's because they have not thought enough. They have thought, but not thought enough. There is nobody who's totally dislikable, because somebody likes that person. Hitler was also liked by his dog. Of course, his wife also loved him. Okay, Swamiji. We accept Priya is there. Okay. Can we close, Swamiji? See? Priya. Somebody says, why do you want to close, Swamiji? Continue for the 5 minutes. Others say, no. Depends on the mind. All right. So what does not change? What changes? The aspect of the world changes. The aspect of Brahman does not change. What are the aspects of Brahman? Asti, bhāti, priya. What are the aspects of the world? Nama, rūpa, nama. Asti, bhāti, priya, rūpa, nama. Okay. We conclude now. Even though we say Drig Drishya Viveka, there are 2 Vivekas here, is it not? What is the first Viveka? Drig Drishya Viveka. Second Viveka? Karana-Karya Viveka. Drig Drishya Viveka is to find out the nature of the self. Drig Drishya Viveka is to find out the nature of Brahman. Karana-Karya Viveka is to find the nature of Brahman. Both of them we see as sac-cid-ānandāh. Okay. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om